welcome to another allotment vlog. Oh, so quiet at the moment. Nobody's here, but this is going to be a bit of like an update kind of video. I haven't got too many jobs to do and things are like starting to grow. Even my tomatoes are looking promising. I mean, there's no tomatoes yet, but the plant itself is looking alright. This might have something to do with it. I mean, I don't know why it took so long, but Sue gave me a bottle and my mother gave me a bottle, so there'll be plenty to go around. So let me just show you what's going on, and I'll probably figure out things to do while I look around. I'll spot things I'm like, that'll need doing. So that's the kind of day it is today. My cucumber plant is growing, he looks quite healthy, and then my potato plants are almost ready to harvest. I'm just going to wait for these to go back just a little bit. And then these are my tomatoes. So there's a mixture of ones that I've grown from seed and then some that Sue gave me. So the smaller ones Sue gave me, and look, there's like already some there. So hopefully these will turn red soon, and I just need to make sure that I'm picking out these little bits here. So he looks okay, I think. Notice how much better these are looking. If you looked at earlier vlogs, you'll see that they went a bit crispy on the bottom, but they're nice and green and lush on the top, and that one is like taking off. My mother came here and helped me on the weekend. It was pouring down with rain. I would have filmed, but it just was like, it was hard enough anyway. So in fairness to her, she was digging through this and getting out as many of these little rocks you could find as she could find, so we can reuse them somewhere else and just like make that pile a lot more manageable to move. Another thing as well, James started taking apart the old compost heap, and somebody on the plot said that this compost is more than good enough to use, especially like underneath. It's more than good enough to use. I just need to like watch out for the weeds, which this isn't making her any better. But I've been taking them, bagging them and taking them to the skip. I would burn them, but one, I don't have like an incinerator thing, and two, there's houses all around, and the last thing I want to do is like fill someone's living room up with smoke, because that's not ideal, is it? My mother also helped me with the trench as well. So there's water coming out from there, and we just had to make sure that this was going down on a bit of a slant so that the water would flow. It's really hard to see, but you can see that it's flowing down really nicely with it. But I have noticed, and you can't see it right now because it hasn't been raining for a couple of hours, but there is another little stream coming that way, so there must be water coming from somewhere over there, which I will definitely need to sort out. It's become a bit of a hazard, so I just need to be careful and not walk too closely, because I ended up putting my foot like down there and like getting stuck, so I just need to be careful and line the edges. But it's so much better. I don't know if I recorded it, I might have been a bit embarrassed, but it's full of rubbish. It's full of rubbish and full of weeds, so it's flowing nicer there now. So I met somebody who had shared this plot with Sue when it was all one big plot, and she explained to me about the trees. She said that this is a cooking apple tree. She did give me a name, but you know, memory like a sieve. And then this is an eating apple tree. Now this one, I don't know if you can see, but it's like slanted over, and he needs to be like, oh, like that really. Oh, that might work. So that's a bit better, but these are eating apples, so when they're big enough I can actually just pick them off. I was thinking of getting rid of them both, but to be honest, I don't mind keeping the edible one. It's the one I gotta cook. I don't really want that one. It's a bit of effort. I'm so happy with how this bed is looking. I'm really happy with how these sunflowers are looking. Yeah, just happy. And then the beetroot, I've got some like younger beetroot and then some bigger beetroot. Like, it's a freaking beetroot right there. I've never grown this in my life. It's really exciting. Parsnips are growing well. Don't know what that is, but the courgette plant, there's a little guy there, so I'm gonna let him grow on a little bit more, and I'm gonna pick some of this Pak Choi. I'd really like to just harvest, oh look at that, I'd really like to just harvest them like as one big bit, but I think they're getting eaten by something. So I feel like I need to rescue them and just start eating the outer sides, because otherwise I'm not going to have any at all. The peas are looking great. They're all going round now on their own. So, oh, except for that one. I spoke way too soon. Come on, mate. It's that way. Lush. And we've even got some little flowers. And this one's nearly as tall as me. Not far off. I mean, a bit far off, but not far off. I can already tell I've made a big mistake. Look how big this small pumpkin is meant to be. This is meant to be a small pumpkin. It's already huge. I can already hear you in the comments saying it's going to get bigger. If it wants to trail down there, you know, like, let it be. This butternut squash is looking okay. I can't see any mini butternut squashes quite yet. But these are looking happier. The foxgloves I planted, they looked a little sorry for themselves the other day, probably because I'm burying all the bloody leaves. Yeah. I'm hoping they're going to pop up. And my onions are looking good. Like, even these big bits by here, they're looking good. And then I'm going to say, I want to say this is a leek. I want to say they're leeks, but I'm not entirely sure. But what I can say that I'm sure about is that I sowed some spring onions direct sowed, never direct sowed ever. I mean, I did once and it was a fail, but this is the first time I ever direct sowed, and they've actually come up in the spring onions, and I'm really excited about that. Even the ones under this leaf seem to be fine. So that's really exciting. I need to stop saying, like, that's exciting, but it is exciting. I'm so lame. This is my brassica bed. Now, don't panic. I know it needs to be covered because things have already started chomping away at the Brussels sprouts. Oh my God, this poor little guy, right? I do need to get some coverings for it. Oh my God, look at this one. Oh my God, I don't think this one's gonna live. Oh, I don't think he's not gonna survive, is he? Look. These are, they don't seem bothered by these, which is nice. And then these are my, oh my God, what are they called? Purple sprouting broccoli. And then I bought them the other day, just lavender. It's nice, isn't it? So I think the first thing I'm going to do, just to settle in for the evening, is just give these beds a once over and pull out any weeds that I see like this. Try and get them by the root and pulling them out like that. If I can keep on top of it now, it won't be such a big deal in the future, but I need to just be careful because I've also direct sowed some beetroot in this bed as well, so they're there. I've also direct sowed some parsnips, 3 rows of them, and I need to use my new gardener's eye to figure out what is a weed and what is a seedling. I'm getting there, but you know, still new to this, so I'm probably going to rip out some seedlings now. So have fun watching that. Another thing I want to do is just make sure that I've tied everything up so that it's like wind resistant, so it doesn't blow over. I've tied them in like a figure of 8, but I've left them, you know, loose enough so as the stem grows, which is like proper chunky now, it doesn't suffocate it, but I just need to keep an eye. When my mother came the other day, she was just like taking the mick out of my watering can because it was tiny. So I invested, it's not an investment, but I invested in a 10-litre one instead. So I got the 2 of them now. I'm going to give everything a really quick light water with some feed. I'm lucky we have these. So I'm feeding the tomatoes first. I'll use the small watering can for that. Oh my God, I can't do it. Did it? And for the rest of the bed, I'm gonna use this. Sorry, my door is gonna just like lock me in then. I just remembered I wanted to harvest some of the Pak Choi, so I'm going to do that now before I water with our seaweed stuff, because you know, that's not the taste I'm going for. It's looking much better. I think there's some that I could still probably take out. There's the multi-sowed one, look. Don't look too good, but yeah, they got much more room to breathe and hopefully much more room to just keep growing. So this is my harvest for today, and there's still loads left. Yeah, I'll probably just like eat that all like tonight because they withers down into nothing, a bit like spinach. So that's what I'm going to do. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.